What's going on, everyone? This is Slackerman with another diecast model review. Today we're looking at the Hobbymaster Lockheed F-35B Joint Strike Fighter. This is from the Royal Air Force, so obviously from the British Air Force, and it is one of the newer F-35Bs, so let's take a look. I used to have the Marine Corps F-35B. I ended up selling that, and I wanted to get an F-35B to replace my F-35A. I'm going to be selling my F-35A Hobbymaster, so I want an F-35B, but the biggest draw for me for this, mainly because it's new, the F-35Bs, especially the Marine Corps variants, are very hard to find now. There's a new one coming out soon, but the older ones are pretty rare to find now. But the biggest selling point for me on this one is this comes with the new gun pod that all the F-35Bs will be coming with. If you look on YouTube, they just finally finished testing on this gun pod. So they did the ground testing and the aerial testing. So I was very excited to see that this gun pod came with the F-35B, because unless it has this gun pod here, the F-35B does not have an internal gun. So that was a big selling point for me. The only problem is when I got mine, this seam here, every time you would take it out, it would wanted to rip off the seam here. So I had to super glue mine on the seam, so you can see kind of a little bit of bleeding there, which I don't like. But overall, the gun pod looks very nice, very accurate to the real world version. You can even see kind of like the sensor type deal up front, and then the barrel of the 25mm cannon that sits inside the gun pod. So as far as the box, you get the standard window box that most of the Hobbymasters come in. Very cool picture of the F-35B. On the side, nice picture of it, and then on the back, a nice picture of it in flight. Now I kind of cheated here just to show you. Obviously the F-35, most people will have this with the landing gear down in the full kind of VTOL configuration. I kind of half-assed it here. So I had the obviously the big lift fan. This vent opens up, or this door opens up. Technically on the bottom right there, that opens up to suck in air as well. And then right here, that vent would open up too to suck in more air. And then on the back, you can see you get a different nozzle because the thruster nozzle obviously aims down. So here I cheated too. You're supposed to add those two pieces because it's actually a door that opens up to aim the nozzle down. So I kind of have it, you know, maybe it just took off and now all the doors are closing pretty much. But I kind of prefer it like that. It's a pain in the butt to open every single little door, and probably I'll have it displayed everything closed. So again, the biggest selling point for me was the gun pod. The only negative is you can't use the gun pod when it's on the stand. They share the same slot, so that's kind of annoying. So as far as accessories, real quick, you get a nice assortment of bombs, a few of the JDAMs, some air-to-air missiles are in there, and some smaller little bombs. Those go in, obviously, the internal bays. Here's all your different vent doors and coverings if you want to do the different modes. As you can see here is the straight thruster nozzle, and those are the two doors. So obviously how I have mine down, you would want to put the two doors on each side to show that it's opened. Here obviously is the big door covering this fan. You get your wheels, landing gear, and then an open cockpit, and of course your pilot. As far as the model itself, I was kind of worried getting a British or the Royal Air Force variant, but really it looks pretty good. The only obvious difference is it doesn't have as many placards as the Marine Corps version. You just have their small little insignia here. But other than that, I really like the look of this. I like how much cleaner it is than the Marine Corps or the Air Force version. You know, the Air Force and the Marine Corps, they have more detailing, lettering, decals all over it. This is a nice clean look, which I really like. Even on the tail fin, there's not that much detail, just that little symbol there. And then you have the kind of Royal Air Force symbol in the front. Again, if you've bought the F-35A or the F-35B from Hobbymaster, this is exactly the same. Real nice detail. Hobbymaster does a great job. I'm very excited to see the F-35B in action with this new gun pod. I think this will help a lot, because a lot of people were complaining, similar to back in the day, the F4, that the F-35B didn't have an internal gun. So the gun pod's kind of making up for that. The underside, I have all my doors closed. Obviously, you could open the internal bays and have your missiles and bombs hanging out. I'm just leaving mine closed. And then, of course, that's where the landing gear is. And then, of course, with the F-35, you get that big sensor array, which they put with some nice plastic to match the canopy. So overall, I'm very excited for this model. The big draw, again, for me was the gun pod. And I'm probably going to sell my F-35A and just keep this one as my main F-35 model. So I hope everyone liked the video, and thanks a lot for watching. Bye.